There's a slight difference in how they're doing it. There's a certain lean he did it. Like there's a certain, but there's just a difference in execution. Like notice that she's leaning more into it. And analysis time of what I can. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, I feel like I didn't have much to say because prior to this moment it was a little trickier to see, or just didn't have much to say. But what I'm enjoying here, like look at the two different vibes here. They got kind of like a motocross kind of vibe here, and then Somi's got a very like sparkly kind of dress, but how this is a great example of like how wardrobe can help sell the story, or or it's nice to have a juxtaposition, because like the motocross kind of look kind of sells the whole kind of badass look, but also it's different seeing it in the dress, which is, I just feel like that's kind of a cool, like again, the contrast, the juxtaposition of like very pretty sparkly dress but a very kind of swaggy kind of vibe. So I appreciate that. It's just different. There's a slight difference in how they're doing it. Like notice. Okay, so let's take a look at the original video. There's a certain lean he did it. Like there's a certain head movement he does with it as he rotates his body. It's hard for me doing it from sitting down, but there's a two bays, and a little bit of I'm doing it so bad right now, but there's look at like studying, like just looking at his head movements, like a little tilt, then bring it up. There's a certain way he does it in his own like performance that really made me love the choreography. But like, and I'm not saying that they're both doing it wrong, but there's just a difference in execution. Like notice that she's leaning more into it, but her neck placement is still very upright, which is just essentially just making a big circle. The way Somi is doing it, she's still upright. See, like still, I mean, she's a singer and performer, so I just feel like that's out of habit to try to keep your body upright. See that? It's just all arms here, and then here is a big circle and dips, like engaging the core. But with this, there's a little bit of like, there's some, look at the head tilt right there, a head tilt and come back up. See, those are the subtle things that individual performers and dancers get to have that can enhance the choreography, because you see the difference already. Same movement, slightly different execution. One's all arms, one's using the whole torso, one's adding a little bit to the neck just to like sell it a little bit more. And I love watching this because it inspires me as well. It's like what more can I do to play with the choreography? Obviously, get the choreography down first. Like that should be the foundation if you're learning a routine, if it's a competition piece or whatever it is. But get that down first, and then you can play a little bit. Woo, the sharpness. I am digging her jacket. I want it. And I love the setup. Boom. I am very much appreciating her precision. Ooh. Love that. Like just this kind of like big party moment, and then everything's kind of boom, very big. Look at this, like the shapes, kind of big silhouettes, legs out, big silhouette. Okay. So then up, it's a slight mid-level to standing, and then very different silhouette to a different kind of energy, because we just did a hit to so like just that quick sequence right there, because it expanded, went smaller, two different, and it also changed the energy as well. Ooh, I wish I saw that. whatever's happening here, that looks tight. Great, like, effect dynamic happening here. Going to a mid-level, got someone doing some neck breaking right here. I appreciate I appreciate this floor work, especially this movement. So, boom, reach, down. You're kind of doing like shuffles, but this is very active. You're not engaging the core too much, but you're definitely putting there's a lot of happening with your hands right here. It's almost like a side plank, but you're just bouncing a lot because you're essentially running in place. And if you've never done breaking before, it can be pretty exhausting if you've never done it. It's a very involved dance, and this is kind of like breaking. Ooh, and they're involving like all these other hand movements as well. But, ooh, this is really involved. That was clean. I don't know if this is crumping or if it's just straight up just a freestyle. I do appreciate this. This into boom, kick, back, and that's like a little bit of a pivot. So I see he sweeps back, kick, comes down. I do like that, and it goes into what's called a stomach or a belly roll. Boom, comes back up. See that? Boom. I do enjoy this whole other part. Because the flow is nice. This part here, see that how it just comes out? It feels interrupted. You see, that's just like a personal preference in terms of that type of movement, because he just went like swirl, 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 and then stopped the motion to come back up. Just to give him his props. He's the one performing here. I'm not. But for me, I would have, see this foot right here? I would have swept this around, brought my knee down so I can spin back up. Because there's a certain, for me, there's a certain philosophy that I learned, flow of kind of having flow in your movement, trying to not break that flow. And what happened here is that he had a flow, then stopped, bring his foot back in to come back up. I think if he brought his foot up here, swung it around, he could have swung, come back up. He could have still come back up without breaking this flow. Because, see, because it was a gotta get up kind of thing. But nonetheless, this guy, he's booked and blessed and doing the job. I'm just, in a sense, interjecting like, oh, this is dope. This is how I would have approached that particular sequence, because I've done something similar. So, oh yeah, I remember watching that concept for that was tight. So I think this is a good example of like, because I remember seeing the original one, it felt like they were drifting. This looks really cool and really like clean, but if I remember correctly, the thing that I loved about that was how it sold the whole dynamic and idea as a big group. So this is where like it still looks good as just the three of them doing it, but where like the power of numbers can help sell an illusion or a concept. Nice, I like that. The jump and boom. A very strong. I don't know why on my video this turn is so precise. I love it. Bam. Woo! I haven't seen this one yet, but I'm essentially going back on my word of like trying to avoid things. This was me under the impression that they were gonna do their own versions of it. It looks different. Yeah, it looks hella different from the music video on bottom right. That's on my personal list. Ooh, he's beast performer, man. Whoever this dude is. This musicality is fire. Da 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 da. You hear that da 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 da. With the legs here, even though with the LED floor is kind of crazy, like you can see the knee, and up to the transition to the upper body. Da, 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 da. I really appreciate that musicality. Da 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 da. Whew. Whew. I'm wondering if the person who is center is the one who choreographed the section. That's because that's how generally is for some routines I've been in. I love the writing of the music instead of hitting the do, because we got clear, distinct hits happening. Do da da boom da da. It really sounds like a breakbeat. So thank God for. So shouts out to them doing the breaking and that. But they decided to make it smooth instead, and it's so good. They grab the neck, and then they trace it down. That's a move right there, man. That's like literally just controlling the music. 2 and 3, 4, 6 and 7 and 8. 1. Yeah, let's go. Just props to this breaker. Yeah, I would like see the crotch grab right there. I end a good chunk of my sets with a crotch grab, so I won't go into it. But yeah, so it almost feels like just ending like her round in a battle. Like, what you got, son? Okay, I'm glad these guys that they got a little bit of rest. Especially her, I feel like she's been doing a lot. Man, they got some like cute ass smiles, man. Woo! I like that. That slowdown right there, right here. So, there we go. That control was nice. Look how fast it went up. And then stop. Like, even though he was still easing in, but look at the control that she had. Boom, go. Love I love that groove. Da 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 da. Hello, box step right there. Just appreciate like that speed control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woohoo! Yeah, this is the clip I saw. Boom, throw. So the parts that I'm appreciating that it's like there's a lot of leading your eye to where the arms are. Pa pa da 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 da, and then all of a sudden to the feet. So look at the arms. All the quick motions are being led by the arms. Feet, very strong base. Base or foundation. Boom, and then she leads you up to this quick high level, boom, and then she brings it down for this moment. Nasty, dude. And that's the cool thing about like these creative artists is that they're not, as far as I know, it's not like they're like, oh, I'm gonna calculate and do it this way. It's just like their genius and in their craft is just shown that way. And the purpose of me doing this is hopefully to kind of break it down and share with you guys what I'm learning from it. That way you guys can take away from it as well. Ooh, I really wish I saw that on the wide, because we got a low mid-level here. Bring it up, but head again, using your head to kind of bring your attention to stage left. Ooh. This choreo goes off, man. I want to see how they like got into this ending pose. So they did this jump, bam, land, hands down, prep, kick the left leg back out, wrap around the head, seat, bring that leg under you, sit, or we'll actually lie down. All right, yeah. So at that point, it's getting a little tricky to be able to watch all the dancing, but I watched what I could. Hope you guys enjoyed. Shouts to the dancers and choreographers who got to showcase like what they've got, showcase their artistry. Yeah, and it's just, for me as a dancer, just really, really awesome to be able to see that. So